Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Reda Oluwafemi and I film about social issues and lifestyle. If you're new here, welcome. Where have you been? I've been waiting for you. Please remember to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell just so you get notified whenever a new video is up on my channel. If you're a returnee, thank you so much for always stopping by. If you're not yet subscribed, please remember to do that now. So you remember the gift I talked about in my last episode, the tripod? I'm using it right now. I feel really cute, you know. Okay, that was just on a light note. Guys, I'm not happy. Like, I'm sad. And if someone had told me I would be feeling this way, or I would even be filming this some years back, I would have argued this, because I'm not someone who is interested or has been interested in the Nigerian politics or even election. What I try to do as much as possible on my channel is to encourage people to go and exercise their civic rights, even though it was my first time voting in the last election. So the process for me was interesting, even though it was also tiring, right? I had to wait for such a long time. I was at my polling unit a little after 10 in the morning, and I didn't leave there until like past 2. The reason I had my uncle follow me, because I didn't trust that it was going to be a non-violent election at my polling unit, but thankfully it was. They provided canopy and chairs, and I sat down. People might have been discouraged because there were a lot of people, okay, but I sat down there. I was like, no, we stay here until what? Until I complete for my guy, Peter Obi. You guys know that I'm always obedient. I'm fully obedient, little miss obedient. Okay, I was there. I had water, cold water, like chilled water, so, and I was under the canopy, under the shade, so I wasn't worn out, even though it was tiring, okay. So that was just about it. And I would like to state now that from Friday up till Wednesday, my sleep pattern was distorted. I was not settled. I was disturbed. I was heartbroken and I was sad, right? So for some reason, it seemed to me like the most important election ever in the history of Nigerian election, and I think it was really because it was between the old Nigeria and the new Nigeria. But yes, the Nigerian thing happened, which is rigging of election, disenfranchising people, using thugs to scare voters. Opinion, really, the election wasn't free and fair at all. It wasn't free and fair. We had vices such as thuggery, we had hooliganism, we have forceful falsification of results. Some agents had to falsify results at gunpoint, right? We had people die. We had people bully others for their choice of candidates, right? That wasn't supposed to be. Many other activities that actually trample on democracy. So if you're a Nigerian woman abroad, you know that 25th of February was when the presidential election was conducted, and people waited for the final result, because a lot of people wanted Peter Obi to win. The election was more like between the top 3 political parties. Of course, we had like other political parties, but it was majorly between the 3 political parties, which are PDP, Labour Party, and APC. So majority of the people wanted Peter Obi to win, because like I said, the election was between the old Nigeria and the new Nigeria, okay. And people were following the results back to back, right? The Electoral Act actually states that results should be uploaded at the polling units, right? But what did we see play out? Beavers wasn't working, the server was not responding, agents could not upload their results to the server. So they took the results away from the polling units and went to upload it, in their office, which wasn't supposed to be, right? But thank God for social media. People are taking pictures of the results of their polling units, and then we just started to see results that differed from the actual results. We also saw cases of people being disenfranchised. INEC had promised to be at the polling unit at 8:30 and end the election at 2 p.m. What was the case? INEC officials in some states, it did not come until 3 p.m. Some people were at their polling unit up to 11 p.m. Just because they wanted to frustrate people. Obviously, INEC is kind of working for a different political party, which is not supposed to be so, right? But this is Nigeria. Anything is obtainable. But they say not as the numbers. You just already know what they mean by that, because we saw children age 6 voting. Age 6 having a PVC. Like what does a 6-year-old child need a PVC for? And then we heard the commissioner for police of I think Cardinal Kano say that you cannot tell a child by mere appearance. I'm sorry? What does that even mean? Are you telling me that you don't know a child when you see a child, and you don't know an adult when it's an adult? That's it's not acceptable at all. It's not acceptable. So we saw that. We also saw a case where a particular man in the East was voted for Labour Party, and people bullied him for voting for Labour Party. For voting for APC. I don't know how they found out that he voted for APC, because they're not supposed to expose or display your ballot paper. But they bullied him. I think they discovered one way or the other, and they decided to bully him that you voted for APC, go. They just started to woo the man, an elderly man. We saw that. We also saw what happened in Rivers State. Guys, Wike, Jesus, Governor Wike. Wike overdid it. As in, it was too much. There were some polling units that they didn't even vote, but results were on INEC portal. Guys, a lot happened, and it just got me discouraged, like totally discouraged. Because I was just like, are we ever going to actually get a new Nigeria? I was super discouraged. I'm not even going to lie. I was discouraged. My productivity dropped. In fact, since Friday up till Tuesday, my productivity dropped because I was weak. It took a lot of energy for me to actually get up from the bed on Thursday to go to work, because I worked from home from Friday till Wednesday, and then on Thursday it took a lot of energy and strength for me to actually I didn't even prepare for work. I just woke up, picked something from the wardrobe, and when I was less bothered about my outfits. Man, it really got to me. I was heartbroken. When someone went through a heartbreak, I did go through a heartbreak. But nonetheless, I know that we already heard what Peter Obi said. He said that Labour Party won the election, and they're going to prove it in the court. So fingers crossed on that. I hope that he gets his mandate, because the mandate that INEC announced, I'm sorry, it's not the people's mandate. Okay, it's a stolen mandate, because me, I did not vote for him, and all the results that we've been seeing differed from what INEC actually announced. So fingers crossed. I wish Peter Obi good luck on that. Thinking about this, before I used to say, oh, I don't like Nigerian politics, it's a dirty game, it's a this, it's a that, but during the course of the week, I actually had a rethink, and I thought to share it. Okay, so this is actually the purpose of this episode. I actually thought to share it. When we continue to say that the Nigerian politics is a dirty game, we continue to allow the unjust and the people who do not have the interest of the masses or the public at heart to continue in the aim of affairs. right? So we just sit there, we don't care about people who make policies that affect us. We don't care about people who make policies about our businesses. We don't care about people who make policies about our livelihood and the community at large where we live. It is super wrong, okay? And it is not too late to actually have a rethink. And I think Labour Party is that party that stands for the mandate of the people, right? With the principal, of course, being Peter Obi. Interestingly and happily, I've seen quite a number of people say, oh, they'll be picking up the Labour Party registration form to be part of it, and these people are youth. But for me, it doesn't just end as being a youth, because we have youth in APC, we have youth in PDP, and those are the parties we are trying to, as much as possible, eradicate. Because personally, I feel like both parties are birds of the same feathers, and that's why I applaud Peter Obi's courage to actually leave PDP to stand alone in Labour Party, even though they bashed us, said we don't have structure, we cannot win, and all of that. But it is not just about joining the winning party, because as far as I'm concerned, Labour Party is the winning party. But it's not just about joining the Labour Party as a youth. I employ the Labour Party, and I hope that they actually are able to do their background checks on people who are interested in being flag bearers at different ends of affairs. So it's not just about, oh, I'm young and I want to run, and I want to run for governance or leadership in this particular sector, maybe House of Rep or presidency or whatever. It is about your values. What are your values? Are you a person of integrity? Are you a servant leader? Are you accountable? Because these are the ingredients that actually make up for good leadership, right? It's not just saying, oh, I'm a youth and Labour Party is the winning party, so I want to join. No. What are your objectives? What is your motive for joining, politics, for joining, governance, for wanting to be a part of, the governance? That being said, I think that we are all leaders in our little community. In your family, you're a leader. At work, you're a leader. The space that you occupy, whether in church or even at work, you're a leader. So it starts from there. It's not until when you join a political party, quote and unquote. It starts from there. We are all leaders in our little corners, and I think I've said this before, even on my channel, right? But as much as possible, I'm encouraging everybody out there, if you're watching this video and you can hear me speaking, please get involved in Nigerian politics. We cannot continue to say Nigerian politics is a dirty game, and as such we will sit back and watch. We continue to say that these people will continue to rip us off all the wealth that is meant for every one of us, okay? So please be interested in leadership, right? And not just leadership in your little corner. Take a step further in joining a political party, right? I'm not speaking against the APC or PDP, right? But it is just what it is, right? The way Nigeria is currently, I don't think there's anybody in APC or PDP that can get us out of the mess that we are in at the moment, because they are all the same, right? And this is just my opinion, right? I was really happy that Professor Yemi Osinbajo did not actually win the primaries for APC, because we would have really been left with Yemi or Peter Obi, right? So a lot of people who actually voted for Peter Obi might have voted for Yemi Osinbajo. Tribalism would have played a part, in some instances, and of course it's not as bad as the others. But in my opinion, if you sat with them, you dined with them, right, up until this time, you're part of them, right? Peter Obi realized that these people do not share the same values with him, and then he withdrew, right? And that's why I actually gave him my support. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of strength to be able to to be able to leave the bandwagon, especially when they did not serve the same values that you stand for, right? That being said, I'm sure that in the next election, in 4 years' time, we would be left with so many quality options of leaders, right? Maybe men, maybe women, right? I mean, I also encourage women to actually play huge role in politics as well, because it's mostly male dominated, but I encourage women to also play vital roles in this. So in the next election, I'm sure, I'm very hopeful that we would have quality men to choose from. Maybe the likes of Peter Obi, the likes of Yemi Osibanjo. Maybe not these people themselves, but people that have similar characters: integrity, accountability, respect, empathy, sympathy, critical thinking, and a lot of good leadership quality. Thank you guys for watching. Fingers crossed, praying for Peter Obi. I hope he wins. I hope he takes everyone that needs to be taken to court, and then we get our mandate back. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. Bye for now. Have a good week.